Literally a day ago, I uploaded my predictions for Cedar Point 2024, stating that Dragster will remain open without changes and Corkscrew will be removed for a new ride. Well, that was completely off. This morning, Cedar Point announced the closure of Top Thrill Dragster. Let's dig into the announcement and create different and more accurate predictions for Cedar Point 2024. I'm not going to be one of the people who rambles on about the announcement. I'll get straight to the point. Dragster is closing because of the accident last year and also costs. Dragster is by far the most expensive ride to maintain. I've never been to Cedar Point and had Dragster stay open the whole time. It was either down for weather or mechanical errors. Cedar Point no longer has to cover it up or have the questions, it's all gone. But what was said in the announcement itself was interesting. It basically said that Dragster is retiring, but Cedar Point included that Dragster as we know it is gone, and also that the team is creating a new and reimagined experience. This begs the question, is Dragster actually gone, or are we seeing an upgraded ride, similar to what we saw with Ghost Rider at Knott's? What I've learned, using last year's "Weekends are wicked, make the most of it" tweet, Cedar Point means everything they say. They did not include "as we know it" or reimagined to sound better, they did it because they meant it. Let's get into some predictions. In my last video, I stated that the area around Dragster was a dead spot in the park, and that it would be upgraded, similar to the Boardwalk or Area 72. After this, every spot in the park, except for Millennium Midway, would be modern. What was incorrect about the prediction is that it would be themed to a speedway. Something I see happening is that there isn't a theme. It could just be a Marina Midway or a Gemini Midway upgrade where it's still just a Midway, just a little more modern. This could include new rides, and you guessed it, a new restaurant. Like I said in the previous video, this is the biggest spot in the park without a restaurant, so it would be needed here. Now let's get into actual ride predictions. What if Dragster does actually close, and Cedar Point was just including that to mess with us? I feel like this is less likely, but we still need to cover these options. Removing Dragster leaves a huge plot of room. While it won't fit a ride like Valraven, as measured on Google Earth, a GCI fits comfortably into its plot of land. A ride like Thunderhead can fit with over 30,000 feet to spare. This would leave space for other rides and possibly a facility like food. If you ask me what Cedar Point needs the most, it would be a GCI or launch coaster. While I said a GCI wouldn't fit great in Corkscrew's plot, which is right next door, it's because of how close Corkscrew gets to the front. If a ride like Thunderhead was put into Dragster's spot near the woods and river, it would be an incredible experience flying through the trees. The biggest concern about a GCI is the similarity to Mystic Timbers only 4 hours away. As much as I want a GCI, I'm afraid it's not the best option. Going back to what we could see, I could see a Gerstlauer Infinity or B&M Flyer. The only problem is that it is harder to break these records with rides, and they are also much more spread out coasters than Dragster and Corkscrew were. A Flyer would be okay, but I feel like an Infinity coaster would be great. A problem does present itself with the Infinity coaster, as I mentioned in the previous video. It is very similar to Valraven. Valraven focuses more on drops, but to the general public they are pretty similar. I feel that the Infinity would be the best addition because it focuses more on hang time and inversions, but another great option is the world's tallest and fastest motorbike coaster. Motorbike coasters are a rarity, but are starting to make a comeback with Hagrid's, Tron, and now Dark Coaster. It would fill the launch gap currently in place with the park, and also creates a unique experience unlike anything else around. As for flat rides, like I mentioned in the previous video, I could see an air race or really anything flippy. This includes a top spin or a ride like Meteor or Soaring Timbers. Now let's talk about what will actually happen. Like I said, Cedar Point means everything, and I mean everything they say. Dragster will be retiring as we know it, and will be reimagined. But what does that mean? Everyone is jumping towards new layout, and honestly I can see that now. The ride can remain tall and fast, but if the brake run was part of the problem, it can easily be extended into the denser trees of Iron Dragon and Rougarou. With how much speed the ride has, even a turn, airtime hill, or corkscrew would be intense, whippy, and very fun. Unfortunately, I can also see updated restraints similar to the uncomfortable King Ka shoulder harnesses. This wouldn't hurt the ride too much, but it would definitely hinder the ride experience a little bit. And my final prediction for Dragster is an updated launching system. The hydraulics could be removed, which they already are, for an easy and less aggressive launching system. This would make mechanics' lives a little easier and have less downtime. Also, most LSMs are pretty powerful and could boost the train a ton very quickly, similar to Red Force. Dragster is not done. It could have a new name, theme, train, layout, launch, and color, but Dragster will always live on as the first Stratocoaster and most iconic coaster ever at Cedar Point. I'm excited to see what the future of Dragster holds. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment what you think of Dragster's removal, and have a great rest of your day.